Welcome to Science Meets Adventure, exploring nature's secret, where curiosity meets discovery and the world reveals its hidden patterns in stone, light, and time. Today, we journey to the Yucatán Peninsula of Mexico, to a land of jungle and limestone, where the earth itself seems alive. Beneath the green canopy runs a secret world of water and caverns, carved over millions of years. Here, among the ruins of an ancient civilization, stands a pyramid that turns sunlight into a living serpent. This is Chichén Itzá, the city of the Maya, and home to one of the most extraordinary natural and astronomical phenomena on Earth, the Serpent of Light. Long before temples and pyramids, this landscape was shaped by water. Millions of years ago, the Yucatán Peninsula lay beneath a warm, shallow sea. When the ocean withdrew, it left behind a vast plateau of porous limestone. Rain fell and filtered through the soft rock, dissolving passageways and creating a maze of underground rivers. Over time, the ceiling of these caverns collapsed, forming sinkholes, the famous cenotes, that dot the region like blue eyes in the jungle. These natural wells became the source of all life in the peninsula, the only access to fresh water in an otherwise dry landscape. For the Maya, they were sacred, entrances to the underworld and veins of the living earth. It was beside these cenotes that they built their cities, none more magnificent than Chichén Itzá, the mouth of the well of the Itza. Chichén Itzá rose around the 8th century CE when the Maya were at the height of their intellectual and architectural power. They were astronomers, mathematicians, engineers, and poets of the stars. Every structure they built was part of a larger code, an expression of the cycles that governed the heavens. At the heart of the city stands El Castillo, the Pyramid of Kukulkan, dedicated to the feathered serpent god who moves between sky and earth. It is a pyramid, a temple, a calendar, and a clock, all in one. Its design is an embodiment of cosmic order. 4 staircases, each with 91 steps, add up to 364, and the top platform makes the 365th, the number of days in a solar year. Each side faces exactly one of the cardinal directions, and every edge, every angle, was calculated to interact with sunlight in ways both scientific and spiritual. Twice each year, during the spring and autumn equinoxes, the ancient city becomes a stage for one of nature's most beautiful illusions. As the sun begins to set, its rays strike the northwest corner of the pyramid. The light projects a series of triangular shadows along the edge of the staircase, which slowly join together, descending step by step, until they meet the giant serpent head carved at the base. For a few minutes, the illusion is perfect. A glowing serpent appears to slither down from the heavens to the earth. To the Maya, this was not just an illusion of light, but a moment of divine return. The descent of Kukulkan, the bringer of rain and renewal. It marked the balance between day and night, between the planting and the harvest, and it reaffirmed their belief that time, nature, and humanity were parts of one living system. Modern science has confirmed the astonishing precision of this event. The pyramid's orientation and slope are perfectly aligned with the angle of the sun during the equinox, around 27 degrees above the horizon. Archaeologists and astrophysicists have studied the structure and discovered that the builders designed it as a monumental observatory, capable of marking not only the equinoxes, but also solstices and zenith passages. Using only observation, shadow, and mathematics, the Maya mapped the sun's motion with accuracy that rivals modern instruments. Beneath the pyramid, researchers using electrical resistivity imaging in 2015 found another wonder, a hidden cenote directly beneath the temple, connected to underground rivers. The pyramid literally bridges sky and earth, sunlight and water, a cosmic symbol made tangible in stone and geology. But the wonder of Chichén Itzá is not confined to its architecture. The city lies in a living landscape. The surrounding forest is home to iguanas, coatis, parrots, and the towering ceiba tree, considered by the Maya to be the axis of the world. Its roots in the underworld and its crown in the heavens. The limestone soil captures rainwater and filters it into underground channels, sustaining both people and wildlife. Just north of the pyramid lies the Cenote Sagrado, a natural sinkhole that served as a place of ritual offerings. Excavations have uncovered pottery, jade, gold, and human remains, gifts to the gods of rain and fertility. For the Maya, these were not sacrifices of despair, but acts of gratitude, acknowledgments of the cycles that made life possible. Modern scientists studying sediment layers at the bottom of the cenote have found traces of ancient droughts, revealing how climate shaped history and faith. Nature and civilization have always danced together here, sometimes in harmony, sometimes in tension. Visiting Chichén Itzá today is an experience that bridges science, travel, and imagination. The nearest towns, Valladolid and Mérida, are gateways to the site, offering glimpses into Yucatan's living culture. The road winds through jungle in small Maya villages, where people still speak the language of their ancestors. Arrive early, as the mist lifts from the trees and the first sunlight touches the Pyramid of Kukulkan. Its edges glow gold, and shadows trace the symmetry of a mind that thought in cycles, not lines. Walk through the Fien, Great Plaza, where the ball court spreads wider than any other in Mesoamerica. Its acoustics so perfect that a whisper at one end can be heard at the other. Stand inside and clap your hands. The echo returns as a chirp, the sound resembling the sacred Quetzal bird. Whether by design or coincidence, it is another sign of how deeply the Maya understood resonance and sound. Explore further to the Temple of the Warriors, the Platform of Venus, and the Observatory, where priests once watched the movements of the stars to guide farmers and ceremonies. Then visit the nearby Cenotes. Iquil is the most famous, a circular pool enclosed by hanging vines and shafts of sunlight. The water is cool and clear, an invitation to float between sky and stone, surrounded by echoes of eternity. Camping is not allowed within the site, but eco-lodges around the area offer serene stays where you can listen to the nocturnal jungle, the cry of howler monkeys, the trill of insects, and the whisper of the wind through palm leaves. At night, look up, and you'll see the same constellations the Maya studied. The sky above Chichén Itzá is still one of the clearest in Mexico, free of urban glow, where Orion, Venus, and the Milky Way return as timeless companions. The Yucatan's culture is as vibrant as its past. In the markets of Valladolid, you can watch artisans weave cotton by hand, carve limestone into small pyramids, or craft masks inspired by Kukulkan. Taste the food that carries the memory of centuries. Cochinita pibil, pork marinated in achiote and citrus, wrapped in banana leaves and slow-cooked underground. Sopa de lima, a fragrant chicken soup brightened by local lime. And chaya, a leafy green blended into a refreshing drink. These flavors connect the traveler to the land as deeply as the temples do. Local guides, many of them descendants of the Maya, share not just facts but living stories, teaching visitors about the balance their ancestors maintained between people, forest, and gods. Conservation projects here protect native bees, replant trees, and monitor the delicate ecology of the cenotes. Efforts that echo the ancient Maya's understanding that nature is not a resource, but a relative. As the day fades, return to the plaza. The crowd gathers quietly, the air cools, the shadows lengthen. The sun lowers, its angle precise. Then it begins. The first golden triangle of light on the northwest edge of the pyramid, sharp as a blade. Slowly, more appear, joining together until the serpent takes shape, shimmering and alive. The people gasp, cameras rise, but then silence falls. For a few minutes, the ancient and the modern stand together in awe, watching the same spectacle that priests once called divine. The serpent's body slides downward step by step, until its luminous head touches the carved stone below. Then, as the sun sets, it dissolves back into shadow. It is gone, yet its presence lingers, a reminder of how closely human creation can echo natural law. The phenomenon lasts barely 10 minutes, but its message endures. The builders of Chichén Itzá understood that architecture could speak with the cosmos, that science and spirit were not opposites but reflections. By observing the sun, the earth, and the stars, they discovered harmony and then turned it into art. Even now, centuries later, their work continues to teach us how to look, how to measure, and how to marvel. Science explains the geometry, wonder gives it purpose. Together, they tell the same story, that we are part of a vast rhythm where light and shadow, day and night, life and death all flow into one another. As the last light fades and stars bloom above the jungle, the city sleeps, and Orion rises once again. The constellations have not forgotten. They still mark time for those who remember to look. Chichén Itzá stands not as a ruin but as a bridge between heaven and earth, knowledge and faith, the ancient and the eternal. This is what it means to explore, to understand, to belong to the universe. You are watching Science Meets Adventure, exploring nature's secret. If the Serpent of Light has awakened your sense of wonder, imagine what other mysteries still wait across our planet, in mountains, volcanoes, oceans, and skies. Like this video if it inspired you, share it with those who love to discover, and don't forget to subscribe to join the next journey through the hidden wonders of nature. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon and your heart open to the adventure.